Hey everybody, and welcome to another CRICUT craft tutorial. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays with the occasional bonus live video. If you hit that bell icon, it will alert you to when I post a new video and when I go live. Today I want to talk to you guys about a great brand new product which just came out, and we are going to make embroidery hoop ornaments using it. And embroidery hoop ornaments are super duper easy to do, and they're so darn cute. I love them. They're really light and they're so fun, and you can be super duper creative with these, which is a lot of fun. So what we're going to use to make these is the brand new StarCraft softflex HTV. I love this stuff because it is a matte HTV, and it currently comes in 19 colors. With more colors coming very soon. We are going to have a lot of fun with these, and one thing I really love about this is how beautifully it weeds. You can see how very, very small a lot of the details are on some of these, and it cuts and weeds really, really nice. It also applies at a lower temperature with less chances of scorching your products and a less pressure, which is really nice, and less time. So when you apply this, you apply it at 285 for 8 to 10 seconds, and you use a medium to firm pressure, and then it is a warm peel. Now I am telling you this, I do have notes right here, which is why I keep looking down, but I don't want to be wrong when I tell you guys how to use this, so I just want to make sure. The care instructions are pretty simple. It's wait 24 hours before washing, don't use any harsh detergents or bleach, and tumble dry low heat. Now obviously you're not going to wash these, but when you do them on a shirt like this one, and I don't know how well you guys can see this, but I did use the black on this, and I love how it looks. It's not super shiny, it blends in really nicely, and it's so soft. I love how easy it was to work with. So let's go, and I'm going to show you guys how we're going to make embroidery hoop ornaments. The first thing that we're going to do for these ornaments is we're going to cut our fabric, and I've started cutting it. Each square is about an inch, so I'm cutting about an 11 by 11 square of fabric. Very easy to cut through. This is just one of the snuggle flannels from Joann's. So we're just going to cut out a square. Simple as that in that fabric. And then we also have, slide that over, we also have it in the gray and black because we're going to do two different styles. So we're going to go ahead and unfold this one as well. And again, this is just the same fabric. I did buy it on sale, so I love a good sale with Joann. It is awesome. So again, we're just going to count about 11 over. This isn't a fully even cut that they gave me on this one, so we're going to go ahead and just count 11 squares from probably about like here-ish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 squares would be right over here. So we're just going to count that one as a full square. If this is a little bit big, it's fine. It's no big deal. So we're just going to count 11 squares. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we have 8, 9, 10, and 11. So I'm just going to turn this again, and I'm just going to cut a straight line right across. Now I like this fabric. It's super easy to cut a straight line with, so it makes my life a lot easier. I am not a straight line cutter, but I love that this one has squares that I can easily follow, and it makes it super easy to measure since they're all about an inch. Now I did buy a yard of each fabric, which was way more than I needed, but I can always use these for lots of other things, so it's really nice. So let's go over to the machine, because we're going to have the machine actually cut out our squares for our ornaments, but I'll give you guys a quick look at just a general idea of how these are going to look, because I did buy the smaller square version rather than the larger square version, and I know that right now this is definitely not a square. It's because, again, this was not the most even cut, but this is how they're going to look in the little rounds, which I think are going to be really, really cute. I cannot wait to put these all together. So let's get over to the machine, and I'm going to show you guys how to cut this fabric. This step's pretty easy, super simple to do. So all we're going to do now is just make a square. So just go to your shapes, get a square, and we're going to make our square 4 by 4. So just simply up at the top where it says size, just change that to a 4. Now we're going to click on make it, and it's actually going to take 2 sheets of the fabric to do this. So I'm just going to make 4 of them right now, and I'll cut the other 2 later. It's fine. But go ahead and change this project copies to 4 and click apply, and then it's going to bring up your 4 squares. When we hit continue, and I'm going to show you guys all this off camera as well, or on the camera as well on the machine, so that you guys can see it. But what we're going to have to do is we're going to go into browse all materials, And we are going to need to go down into fabrics. So here's our fabric, and we have a bunch of different options. And this is kind of like a flannel, so I don't know if they're going to have flannel as an option, but we are going to look. Yep, there's flannel, so let's choose flannel. Now, I will say I recommend doing a test cut anytime you are going to cut any kind of new fabric because you just don't know how it's going to cut. We are going to need our rotary blade, and I'm going to show you guys how to load that. At the machine, we are going to need to change out the blade in B, and we're going to need to use our rotary blade, which comes with your machine. So everyone who has a maker should have a rotary blade. Let me see if I can get it to focus on this guy. It never wants to focus on what I want it to focus on. It always focuses on like random things. But either way, this is your rotary blade. It comes with your machine. It did come in a little blister pack. I do keep that so that my blade is safe. So what we do is we undo B. So you just open it up. And this one is a little bit tight. I don't know if everyone else's is as tight as mine, but mine's really tight. Take out your original blade, which was your fine point. I always check my blade when I take it out too, just because you never know, it could have some dirt or dust on it. It's always good to look. What we're going to do is line up the gold cogs with the gold cogs in the machine, and you'll see there's like a plastic covering, so you can't actually screw that up. You can only line them up exactly the way that it wants to be. Oops, and I went the wrong way. So now what we're going to do is put our fabric in. Now I have used the fabric mat, which is the pink mat, and we are going to load this in. Just go ahead and click the load button, and it's going to do the same thing just like it would if it was cutting paper or vinyl. It's going to have you go ahead and press go, and now what it's going to do is detect your tool. Now keep in mind, you with the rotary blade, it's just going to cut a little bit nicer and cleaner than like you probably could on your own. I am terrible at cutting fabric in a straight line, so I just said, I don't really care. I'm going to let the machine do it, plus it's fun. So it's going to go ahead and cut a square. Square is super easy for it to cut, and all it's going to do is just run that rotary blade all around it, and it's going to cut out 4 of these. So I'm going to let this cut off camera, and when we come back, I will show you it all cut out. So in the background, our machine is cutting, so just ignore that. But now what we can do is place on our vinyl. So we do have 6. I'm just going to pick out 4 for now. I just didn't feel like cutting all 6 of our sheets. So this is the new StarCraft matte HTV. It is absolutely gorgeous. Love the way it cuts. Cannot wait to show you guys more of this product. But this is all brand new, so I'm really excited to share it with you guys. And I just love how this looks. We've been able to play with it for a little while, and it is awesome. So we're going to do this Cocoa Cutie one. So all I'm going to do is center it best I can. Doesn't have to be exact. And then I'm just going to kind of check it to make sure it looks like it'll fit. Now keep in mind, this inside ring is actually going to be under your fabric, so if it's just a little bit over that, it's okay. And let's do, we'll do this Merry and Bright one. Again, just doesn't have to be perfect, just center. And again, I just like to just make sure it's going to fit in there, which it will. Let's do our cute little snowman. Now this fabric does fray a little bit, but this shouldn't be something you'll have to really worry about because it'll be on the ornament, so it'll stop the fraying from happening, but we are getting a little bit of a fray. So just keep that in mind. Now this deer one I think might be a little bit wide, but it'll be okay. Even if it's just a little bit under, I'm not too worried about it. I didn't account for the fact that that one was just a little bit too big. So maybe we'll skip him and we'll do a different one. Let's do the Believe one, because this one's really cute too. I like this one. But I did do each of these images at about 2.8 inches at its largest, so it would be really easy to do. Now, the best thing about this is we're going to press these, and we'll be able to press pretty much all of them all at once. So let's scoot these over to the side. Let me go grab the gray ones, and we can put the red decals on. We have our gray squares. These did not fray. They are a little bit of a different style of fabric. So we have some really pretty decals. I'm just going to lay them out and see which ones I want to use. Again, because I only cut 4 squares, I will finish the rest of these at some point, but right now I just did the 4, and I stuck all of them together when I was weeding, and now I have to unstick them all and figure out what is layered on top of what, so that's always a good time. But I just made some red ones. I just thought they'd be really pretty against this gray and black buffalo plaid. I am a huge fan of buffalo plaid. I think it's really cute, especially for the holidays. I did a cute little Santa. We've got Joy. There's one that says, oh dear. And then this one I really like. And I'm going to actually show you this one before I set it down on the fabric. And if I can get it to peel off the table, it's stuck really good to the table. Look at, I don't know, hopefully you guys can see this. I'm trying to figure out what I can set it against so that you guys can see just how intricate the cuts were on this one. I'll just knock that off, it's fine. How intricate the cuts were on this one, and look at how nicely it cut. Isn't that awesome? Like, it cuts so good. These little tiny vines and things. This vinyl is awesome. I really, really love it. I'm so excited that you guys are going to get to use it now. I have been, like, dying to share these with you. Okay, I think we are good on all of these. So let's get the heat press turned on. These press at 285 for about 10 seconds, which is another really nice thing. These press at a little bit lower temperature with a medium to firm pressure. So let me go get the heat press turned on and we can press them. As you can see, I've just laid out each of our squares on our heat press. This is the StarCraft heat press. I got it from 651 Vinyl, and I do have a Teflon sheet on it. So all we're going to do is we just press it down, and like I said, this goes for about 8 to 10 seconds, so it's super quick, super easy. It is a warm peel, and I love this stuff. It looks really nice on. It's not super hard to work with. It's super easy weed, really easy to use. So now we're just going to open our heat press, which I always have a hard time doing that from the side, but I have to do that so you guys can see. So we're going to let these cool just a moment, whoops, and as soon as they're relatively cool, it doesn't have to be cool, but cool enough to touch, and you can just peel them right off. So super duper easy. So I'm going to get all of these peeled really quickly, and then we will go ahead and put them into our embroidery hoops. So we're ready to add them to our hoops, which these are super easy to use. This little screw at the top, you just loosen it up, and you can loosen it pretty much as far as you want to. Now I got these on Amazon. I will link them below. They do have a little bit of like plastic that is covering the metal part, which you can absolutely peel off if you don't want it on there. It's just like the blue stuff that stops it from getting scratched. So I'm going to peel that off real quick if I can get it off. And if not, I'm just going to leave it. It's fine. So once you've got it loosened, this is the easy part, right? All you do is you take your inner ring, which is the smaller ring, so this one, not drop it, and we're going to lay our fabric down on it. And you'll be able to adjust this a bit as you place your larger ring over it. And you can stretch your larger ring out, and all we're going to do is put our smaller ring inside. And again, you can absolutely move these around if you want to center them differently or if you don't like the way they sit. And then all we're going to do is just twist this closed, and you can put this pretty tight. And then you have a couple options for how to finish your back. You can either glue it to itself, like back here, or you can cut it off. Lots and lots of options, but I usually will just opt to cut off, but you just want to make sure that this is all nice and even. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim this one off, and I usually will finish my backs with a piece of ribbon perhaps, and I always put a little bow on the top to hide this. So let me see if I have a bow. I don't know if I do have a bow that's going to be quite small enough to go with this. And I'm a terrible bow maker. Anyone who's watched my channel knows I cannot make a bow. But I will usually finish the back off with just a little bit of ribbon or something like that, and then a little bow on top. So there's one. I'll show you another one really quick here. So again, you just unscrew it, and we'll do one of the really pretty red ones. Remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And you can unscrew this as far as you want. You can make it as loose as you need to. That makes it easier for you and more comfortable for you. It's just whatever you want to do and however you want to do it. And again, I just peel off this blue plastic that they have on here. It's just to stop it from scratching, which I really don't understand because most people are actually using these for embroidery and not so much for like a Christmas decoration. Let me find this one. This one I think is my favorite. So if you guys are wondering where I got these are from Design Bundles, and I just think they're adorable. I got these in the Mega Christmas Bundle, I believe it was. But yeah, they're really cute. So then all I'm going to do is again, and you don't have to have this like completely straight either, which is nice. You can honestly have it angled if you want. I'm going to fix that one. It is a little too far to one side. And you can always take it and do it this way where you use your big hoop to kind of center it a little bit better. This way I find a little bit more difficult, but It does work. It's just a little harder for me. I prefer to try to use the little hoop to center them, but when I have a little bit of issue, I will use the big hoop. So again, I just put that in there, and you just tighten your hoop. And this is also why I use a bow, because you see you get a little bit of a piece right there, which that's pretty normal. And again, I just make sure it's good and tight. And then you can just finish it off with either glue by gluing the backing down, or you can cut it off. It doesn't really matter. So as you guys see, these are super easy to do. Not a whole lot of skill required. Takes very little HTV, which I love. I think it's really fun that you can do these with your scraps and things like that. And again, this is the StarCraft new matte vinyl. But yeah. I will link below where you can get the StarCraft. I will also link below where you can get your embroidery hoops. I also know, just so you know, I got the fabric at Joann Fabrics, so I did get that on a good sale, because who doesn't love a good sale? It was 60% off, so you can't complain. And we'll just put our little snowman in. And you guys can see how quick and easy these are. They're really simple to do. The longest part was weeding them, to be honest. Everything else went really, really quick. It was just the weeding that took quite a bit. But if you do a slightly simpler design, it won't take you nearly as long as it took me. Because like this 'Tis the Season one, that one took a while to weed, but I really loved how it looked. And I think it came out really nice. So I'm really happy with that one. I think that one's going to be really popular. These are awesome sellers. So you can get the fabric, if you get it regular price, is $8.99 for a yard. The embroidery hoops that I bought, I got 12 for $11.99, so it's $1 embroidery hoop. Then I got, probably on this one I'm going to have to use the big hoop to center it, just because it's just going to be a really tight fit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And you can get ribbon and greenery pretty darn cheap. I have to fix this one a little bit. This one's a little tight, but that's okay. I don't mind. I'll move them around a little. We'll make them fit. But, yeah, so you can probably get, I would say you can do one of these for $3, maybe a little bit less. So if you make one of these and you make it for $3, you can sell it for $7 and make pretty good profit. And you can see I've made quite a few of them in a very short amount of time. They're very easy, and all you need is just a little bit of hot melt glue, and you can even use some of the Dollar Tree greenery to make these, but I just think they come out so darn cute. Now obviously I haven't finished these, so they're a little funky looking right now, but once they're all completely finished, they will be really cute. And I will show you guys the completely finished product once I have all the fabric cut off and the little greenery on top, or a bow, or however I want to finish them. But we will get them all done, and I hope you guys had a really fun time learning these. So let me get them all jazzed up and I'll show them to you. Here are our finished embroidery hoops. I just got a small bow from Michaels. The little balls are also from Michaels, and the greenery is from the Target Dollar Spot. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. We will have an awesome giveaway coming at 50,000 subscribers. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and happy crafting.